Welcome everyone, this is Kryzop, and today I want to present to you how to clean a computer when it gets some dust inside. Thank you for watching my previous video, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for the likes and for subscribing. So let's get on with it. Those are the tools I'm going to use. As you can tell from looking at it, there's some dust inside and we will get rid of it. I recommend to start with the filter at the bottom. You can see there's a lot of dust gathered on the filter. Filtered cleared, stage 1 completed. Let's proceed with opening the case. As you can see, there's a lot of dust covering the main parts and motherboard, and the thicker the layer of dust, the harder it is for fans to operate and to work. So whenever you have a chance, whenever you have a time, try to clean up the inside of your computer, and I'll show you how to do it. If you don't have compressed air, you can do it with your hoover. It doesn't matter so much, just be careful not to scratch or touch any important parts. Now you can see the whole case. For elements which are not fragile, I use wet wipes and kitchen towels to wipe the water which stayed on the parts. As you can see, there's a lot of dust coming out of the computer, and I continue with cleaning until the computer is clean. After taking some holders for hard drives, I continue cleaning with wipes because it's very dusty, guys. I don't know how I could let it get so dirty. You can tell how much dust is gathered on the hard drives. They are all covered in particles of dust. Remember to always watch out for the pins. Don't unplug them if you don't know what they are for, because you can disconnect some vital devices from your computer. It's not a rocket science, you just have to remember which part goes where and you will be fine. To get the better insight into the hard drive slots, I take out the top piece. I love it. The effect is amazing. Just one swipe and it looks like brand new. For the front, there's a lot of work to be done here, guys. The front panel is all done. You can see through. There's no more dust on it. Let's get on with the other parts of the computer. Don't be afraid to move the wings of the fan around if there is the dust inside. Small fans are very rigid. I had to take the front panel out to get to the cables so I can unplug the fan, front fan, and clean it properly. Because the front cable goes through the back side of the computer and is attached to the motherboard next to the main radiator, I'll go to the main event and unscrew the main radiator, and at the same time show you guys how you can apply a thermal conductive paste to the processor. For the purpose of this video, I'll use Arctica MX4, recommended for all types of computers, and it works in temperatures up to 280 degrees Celsius, has thermal conductivity up to 8.5 watts. Actually, I found several videos which recommend also type 2 pastes which have thermal conductivity up to 5 watts. It's just that I prefer this one. To fully uncover a processor, we need to get rid of the front fan. which is holding place but those rubber pins. So you just pull them out. Electricity plug to the front fan is in the left right corner of the motherboard. Two more screws. They are not holding hard, so I can use my fingers instead of using a screwdriver. And this is how my processor looks in all its might. Look how much dust is inside. For cleaning narrow spaces within the parts of computer, I recommend using compressed air. Before you start using the compressed air, first press it once to see whether there's no water within the device and it doesn't drop for the end of the tube. Part looks fantastic, completely new. After using compressed air, let it rest for a moment because some humidity from the compressed air could set on the parts, and to protect it against rust, it's better to let it dry. After taking out the main fan, I can finally unplug my front fan, which is next to the main cooling. That's why I couldn't take it out before. Now it comes off with ease. So in meantime, this is how many components we took out. 2 fans, 1 main fan cooling the processor, graphic card and the filter from the bottom of the case. Graphic card goes back, so 2 pins into 2 slots, 1, 2, back into the case. Wind force, very nice card, but it's huge and it barely fits into this case, but I took it out, I'll put it in. Now you will hear a click and the card is in place. The time for the most controversial part. So first I apply back my front fan back to the slot next to the processor. As I mentioned before, I use this type of paste and I tend to place 0.5 millimeter of paste directly over processor and I don't even spread it. Everyone has their own method, so whatever works for you guys, do it. It's not very hard, you just squeeze the tube. I move it little to spread the paste. It works for me. For disbelievers, I felt like I made a mistake, so I took the radiator off and you can tell that the paste is spread evenly. Now what's left is to put screws back in place, install the outer fan, and the computer is ready to go. Thank you so much for watching the video. The computer is clean. If you like the tutorial, please leave a like or subscribe. I spent several hours doing so, but you'll see only 7 minutes, so don't be surprised if it takes you longer than you've seen. Thanks again and see you next time.